so crucial. The skills of Gonzalez, the blistering speed, the amazing reflexes, and the power too. How much still remains? Yafai, strong, solid, steady as a world champion. Can he be outstanding on his biggest night?
I think what's noticeable here straight away is the size of Cal against Chocolatito. He looks huge in there. Cal, big super flyweight. And Chocolatito having coming up from minimum weight.
Got belts at strawweight, junior flyweight, and at super flyweight. And can he regain one tonight, Gonzalez?
Cal, not only is he very experienced as a professional, but has a very decorated amateur career. I think he was world cadet champion way back and an Olympian as well, and must have had dozens and dozens of international fights.
Yeah, but Gonzalez was 88-0 as an amateur, and a former pound-for-pound king. Right hand from Gonzalez. Yafai using that high guard. Likes to throw body shots. Is that an area of possible vulnerability from Gonzalez at this stage?
Yeah, punches well to the body, does Cal, but he's also got a really good jab, and as you said, good defense.
He's organised, isn't he? Methodical, but he's got incredible dedication to Yafai, always has done. I remember talking to Eddie Hearn a while ago, and he was thinking, do you think Khalid Yafai is going to become a world champion? And you just got the sense he would be. How far can he go, though? Can he become a great for British boxing?
Well, I think he's going to need a big performance here tonight. I think we're going to get one from him, but he's definitely going to have to need it, because Chocolatito, even though he had those couple of losses to Roman Gonzalez, he's one of these guys, I think, that just wants to keep on fighting. He just loves it so much.
Real pressure there applied from Chocolatito, trying to find the gaps in that guard of Yafai. Busy Gonzalez early. Take your time, say the Yafai corner. Looks for the uppercut as well, Gonzalez. He's a boxer of tricks, and if he's on song, it could be a very hard night for Yafai. The good start this from the former champion, the four-weight king.
Just fights so, he's so fluid in there, isn't he? Head, body, and everything just flows from when he gets into that rhythm. I think Cal got to try and take that away from him a little bit. Keep it on the end of the jab, maybe slow things down even. Don't stand there and fight Chocolatito's fight.
Well, he is on the inside there. They were calling for the jab to be used. That's a really good weapon in Yafai's armory, but he's elected to stand in close. What if he wants to prove a real point tonight? And just got to be a bit careful, Yafai, because especially in these first few rounds, he's going to be really fast, Chocolatito.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of time to prove his point. I don't think he has to prove that straight away. I think try and suffer Chocolatito up with the jab first. Try and break him up with the straight shots. But keep this fight at long range. Don't stand in mid-distance with Chocolatito and let him get that rhythm, all those shots off.
Beautiful rhythm and really fast hand speed from Gonzalez, who's finding the gaps in Yafai, who can be a bit upright.
I just think right now Cal's fighting Chocolatito's fight, standing there, trading off, and that's not where he wants to be. I think he needs to utilise his physical strength, as in keep, his physical size, keep the reach. Really good boxer, but right now he's fighting this fight at medium distance, and that suits Roman Gonzalez.
Gun shield out. He's going to sort that out. I mean, jab can beat speed or certainly negate it, but he hasn't been as we thought he might.
Now, Cal's got a great jab, but he isn't using it. And that's not because I don't think that even that Chocolatito's dragging him into the fight. Cal's obliging him. He's standing there and fighting with him. He's jabbing a bit more now, but at times he's just standing there too long, and he's getting into a trade-off, and he's allowing Chocolatito to fight his fight.
Good speed and excellent work to the body as well from Gonzalez.
Good uppercut again there.
Yeah, he's won these first couple of rounds for me here.
and see how clever he is.
And it draws Yafai in to want to trade. That's a good right hand, though. That's a nice shot from Khalid Yafai. Best shot of the fight so far from the Birmingham man. But it's a tough one. It really is for Yafai in his 6th defense of the title.
So he's so fluid, Gonzalez, you know, he just doesn't load up, doesn't try and look for power, just keeps popping those shots out there.
There's so many of them as well, aren't there? Head and body and angles, uppercuts.
Yeah, great angles, great variety, mixes it up, head and body, switches the angles, screw shots up the middle, round the side, and you know, very difficult to defend against, and he's got really good defenses himself, keeps his hands nice and high.
You know that the Rangvisai second fight was an absolute shock, a stunner. He still remains the only man to have beaten Gonzalez through 50 fights.
Yeah, and I actually thought the first one that Gonzalez won that fight was it was a close one. It was a Madison Square Garden, but most people felt inside Madison Square Garden that night there was a lot of boos. Everyone thought, you know, Chocolatito should have got it, but in the rematch, Rangvisai made no mistake. But you know, this is great action here, but I'm not sure this is the fight that Khalid Yafai wants to fight. I mean, he's allowing Chocolatito to fight the fight that he wants to fight, but he's doing well here. Khalid laid a couple of hard left hooks there, but again, I'm not sure he wants to get into this type of fight this early on.
Trading in close, good action, and we had that in the World Flyweight Championship as well. Gumshield out again, a few boos from the crowd. There's some Nicaraguan support. Chocolatito so popular over the last few years. They'd love to see him rise again. It'd be a great story. But for British fight fans, wouldn't it be something if Khalid Yafai can add this great man to his resume? 26-0 so far, Yafai. This could be the hardest one, though.
But we said that Cal would have to step up to the plate here and need a career best performance, and he's going to have to do that. Right now, I think he's found the wrong fight.
For the challenger. Not often you say that about Chocolatito, Roman Gonzalez, because he's been a champion for so long, a pound-for-pound king a couple of years ago in the white and blue here, the corner decked out in bright yellow, the silver trunks of Khalid Yafai, the champion, trying to make his name bigger globally, especially stateside, but he's got a lot of work to do here.
Yeah, good call with a nice uppercut there at the start of the round. I think just Cal just needs to keep this simple, keep it basic, keep it long, just work that jab.
It's very orthodox, Yafai. He doesn't want to be seen as a bit of a one-trick pony. Gonzalez has so much about him, the repertoire. But what he does, Yafai, when he does it properly behind that jab, utilising the body shots, he does it very well. But Gonzalez not letting him settle here. He wants to do it the tough way, Yafai. Is he listening to the corner?
No, I don't think he is. Or maybe he's trying to do what they're saying. Maybe it's easier said than done. But Chocolatito, this is the type of fight he wants. He likes to stand in there. He doesn't load up. He just lets his hands go. And he fights, gets into that lovely little rhythm where everything just seems to flow. And at times I think Cal's just allowing him to do that a little bit too much by standing there, by being a bit too stationary and staying at close quarters, and it's allowing Chocolatito to get those shots up and to fight in that rhythm where I just think Cal should be keeping it a little bit longer, keep it basic, just keep working that jab, double up on the jab. Nice combination there from Cal. He's having success, don't get me wrong, but I just think the pattern of the fight is suiting Chocolatito more than him.
He's the naturally bigger man. Yafai. Gonzalez had that grueling fight with Carlos Cuadras to win the junior bantamweight world title back in September 2016. Perfect record there. Probably clinched his election to the International Boxing Hall of Fame. He was at the summit of his career, but then he lost his longtime trainer Arnulfo Abando, who died suddenly. And it's been a tougher road since for Gonzalez, but he looks in prime condition for this one.
He just does some really clever stuff, Chocolatito. He lands those little shots and then he finishes, he spins off to the side, just gets off on the little angle and then comes back at Cal. You see him there just stepping off to the side, making the angle for the body shot.
Beginning to chew up Yafai in there with some of these shots. A good uppercut as well. It's another big round here for Roman Gonzalez. And Khalid Yafai, while competitive, can't really get in it. Certainly can't assert himself. Might be 4 down. To do something and do it fast.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's been a really good start from Chocolatito. Cal has been competitive and he's done some good stuff in the rounds, but I've got him losing all 4 of the first 4. I just think Chocolatito's outworking him, outlanding him, and doing some clever, sneaky stuff. Like I say, just changing the angle there and on the inside, and I'd just like to see Cal get back onto the jab and just keep this basic for it, just keep boxing, don't stand there in that mid-distance with Chocolatito.
Been a professional since back in July 2012. Khalid Yafai eased his way fairly comfortably to world level, had a couple of tough ones, but this looks another level here. So classy, Gonzalez, and he looks absolutely right on song. Is he just too good for Yafai?
I think he is at the minute anyway. Certainly in this type of fight, he doesn't, Chocolatito just lets his hands go. He doesn't need to get set, he doesn't need to plant his feet, he just keeps pumping them out. That's the rhythm that he fights in, and where Cal likes to kind of get set and plant his feet and generate power. So Chocolatito's always going to beat to the punch in that type of exchange, at that type of distance, where if Cal could slow the pace down a little bit, get back on the jab, try and break the rhythm of Chocolatito.
He looks so relaxed, Gonzalez. You feel Yafai's got to hurt him, got to somehow slow him down, maybe with body shots, find something to give him a real mini crisis, because if the flow and fluidity of this continues, this could be a very one-sided and painful night for Khalid Yafai.
I don't even think, not even about trying to hurt him, but just trying to make him use his legs. He's 32 years old, he's a guy that likes to stand there stationary and just let the hands go, but if he can keep moving the ring a little bit more lateral movement from Khalid Yafai, make Gonzalez use his legs, those 32-year-old legs.
Yafai takes a big gulp of air. He doesn't look like a 32-year-old veteran of 50 fights and a 4-weight champion who wants to just dance into the sunset. To me, Roman Gonzalez, he looks like he wants to become a world champion again and give us many more nights.
Yeah, that's the way it's looking. He's really enjoying himself in there, but I think Chocolatito could do probably 30 rounds at this pace, in the sense when he can stand there He fights in a rhythm, he doesn't take anything out of him. This is effortless to Chocolatito because he's fighting in a nice, smooth rhythm. Everything's flowing, it's effortless to him. But if I was Cal, I'd like to try and use the lateral movement, use the ring, make Chocolatito chase after you, keep feinting, keep him turning, make him use those legs. At the minute, this suits Chocolatito. He can fight this pace all night long because it takes nothing out of him. It's effortless to him because he's not loading up. He's not forcing anything. Everything's just flowing in a nice rhythm. But if Cal can get on his bike a little bit, make him keep turning, keep feinting, make him use those legs. That's what he needs to do.
We know Yafai's quality. I wonder if his team will be thinking, I wish we could start this again. Maybe they have to do that and just pick up now. Old team now for Chocolatito, who is performing quite exquisitely on the big stage again. WBA Super Flyweight title. This is the 6th round and it's the 6th defense for Khalid Yafai. Have you given him anything?
No, I've given all 5 rounds to Chocolatito. I mean, he's been in the rounds, but Chocolatito outlanded him, outworking him, and I think he's struggling with it a little bit in there at times, Khalid. That's good work from him, doubling up on the body shots. But again, I don't think he's fighting at the right range. I think he should be keeping it long,
He's
keeping it on the jab.
He's cut Gonzalez. Luis Pavon said a clash of heads. Won't want to go into the scorecards, Yafai, that's for certain. But it might just trouble him, Gonzalez. And can this give Yafai some confidence? Good body shots. This is better from the Brit now.
Yeah, just using the ring there, make Gonzalez reach, make him turn, make him use those 32-year-old legs. Don't stand there and make it easy for him. Chocolatito can fight all night long at that pace. You know, he can get into a nice rhythm. He's not taking anything out of him. It's effortless to him. Again, just threading those short little shots through the middle. But if he has to chase Cal around the ring, that's more hard work for him. That's when he'll start to feel the age at 32.
Just pushing him back for the first time here, Yafai. That's clever. That's better tactics, using the natural weight advantage, because although Gonzalez has 40 knockouts in the 48 victories, many at the lighter weights. So Yafai knows if he can get close and back him up.
But again, there's the cute, accurate shots from Gonzalez, the short right hands over the top, the nice little uppercuts through the middle.
Body shot from Yafai with a right hook. This is a better round though from Yafai, even though he's taking punishment. He's delivering some serious work.
Yeah, landed a couple of nice hard body shots in there, but again, Chocolatito comes firing back.
How bad's the cut? The blood dripping quite profusely down the right eye of Gonzalez. The older skin. But still he comes back with a lovely body shot and one to the head as well. That was a beautiful burst from Roman Gonzalez. Chocolatito, a joy to watch at times, as he has been through his long, illustrious career. He's still reminding us of his sheer quality.
Yeah, just keep popping those shots out. Chocolatito does. He doesn't load up with anything, just looks for accuracy and work rate, and just keeps popping them out. Again, stepping off there, creating the angle, landing too hard. This is where he's comfortable. Now this is better, getting on his bike a little bit, moving, using the ring. Good body shot, but
yeah, he just walks into a thumping body shot. There's the hand speed of Gonzalez, which has come up through the weights. Been around since 2005 as a professional, and an unblemished amateur record. So if you think about it, one man's been an in pro or amateur. And at the moment it doesn't look like Khalid Yafai is going to be the second, but there is a long way to go. And if he can catch him with something, you never know. Ramvasai took him apart brutally in their second fight.
Long straight shots, use the ring, use your movement, just box him. I think that's what Cal needs to do. I think he should have been doing it from the first bell. Get out there, use the ring, box him, keep it long, keep him turning, keep changing angles. Don't stand there at medium distance, don't stand there at close range and allow this guy to get into his little rhythm. Keep banging him, keep jabbing, keep boxing him.
I think he's realising quite why Roman Gonzalez was pound for pound king for a couple of years, though. Yafai, I'm sure, if he doesn't get this tonight and if he does lose his title, he'll be the first to pay enormous respect to the Nicaraguan and bow to him. But plenty of time to find a way, some way of retaining his belt. It may already have to be by stoppage or by knockdowns. I don't think the judges could have given him anything in the first half.
No, I don't think so. I mean, he's a good body puncher, Cal, but I think he's going to need something big here. I hope the Chocolatito slows up and fades up in the second half of the fight.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Just see those sneaky little moves, that nice little body shot, then a right uppercut, and as he lands it, just drifts up to the side to create the angle.
He's outclassing Yafai in there, and he has done it from the opening bell. And a good right hand as well, and body shots.
Yeah, beautiful combinations.
I wonder even if Yafai might start to come apart here. He's being hit at will, and Gonzalez is going for it here in the 7th round. Yafai just momentarily hurt. He's going to have to get his senses back, but he can't keep taking these shots from side to side.
I think it's the accumulation of shots. I don't think any of them are particularly heavy shots, definitely not concussive, but it's just the accumulation, the consistency of them. I think, you know, it's starting to feel a little bit probably demoralized here as well now.
This guy, Chocolatito, if he's not already on his way to Canastota, he is securing his place in the Hall of Fame if he becomes a world champion again tonight. He's bang on course to do it. 7 down, 5 to go. Khalid Yafai desperately trying to cling on to his WBA title, our longest reigning world champion from Britain.
But we knew that Khalid Yafai would need a career best performance, a really big performance to get the win here. We thought that he'd, you know, step up to the plate. We know he was crying out for a big fight like this, but, you know, unfortunately so far tonight, Chocolatito has just been winding the clock back, and he's put on a really good performance here, and Cal just hasn't been able to match him.
Occasionally he just really ups the tempo, and you think, you can't take this all night, Yafai. The jab has been virtually non-existent from Yafai. Tried it a bit in the 3rd round when the corner read in the right attack, but he just hasn't been allowed to settle. It's been wonderful from the start from Gonzalez, side to side and flowing.
Yeah, I just think that Cal was too willing too early on to stand and trade with Chocolatito and to fight his fight. You know, we know how good Chocolatito is at medium distance and up close. He's an amazing fighter at that range. He fights in such a rhythm. He changes the angles. He steps up to the side. He never loads up. He just lets both hands go. He can hook up it. He can turn it into a screw shot. Both hands, any angle with them. And, you know, Khalid, for me, was just too willing to stand and trade too early on. I think he should have got, you know, his corner. Spencer McGregor was telling him, you got to box him, you got to keep this long, and he wasn't able to do it. You know, now he's so far down, and his confidence is probably shot. He's getting worked over a little bit here.
And this is Gonzalez, who only had 1 fight in 2018 and 1 in 2019. But he's obviously drilled himself into ferocious condition to be able to wind back the clock a bit.
Yeah, I mean, the reality as well, Chocolatito is one of the greats of the sport, you know, a 4-weight world champion, and he just, greatness is greatness, and you can see that.
Yeah. You know, maybe we knew about his trainer and Rung Versailles. As you said, you thought he won the first fight, and maybe it was a blip as he lobs in a right hand quite sweetly, and Khalid Yafai is hurt in the 8th round, just like he was at the end of the 7th, and he's finding out the levels in this sport. A very, very good world champion is now down in the 8th round, and he's in massive trouble. Nothing has gone right for Khalid Yafai tonight. He needs the bell to get back to his corner. But this is why we have the very, very elite level in boxing, and why it's so hard to become a real superstar. Yeah, it's boxing. I think he just wants to remind him that he will do the compassionate thing if it continues like this. We saw the controversy, certainly within Team Wilder last week, when Mark Breland, in my opinion, and I think in many others, correctly threw in the towel to save his man, the man that he'd been with for so many years, when it wasn't his night. And when it's not your night, as it wasn't Wilder's, and it's not Yafai's, you've got to think seriously.
Mark Breland did exactly the right thing. You know, the last thing a brave fighter needs is a brave cornerman, and Breland did the right thing.
Let's see what happens here. Spring in his step, Yafai needs it, but it'll be right on him. Chocolatito, beginning of the ninth, 4 to go. A painful lesson this for Khalid Yafai and his Birmingham supporters. Unbeaten, such a great champion, but a right hand, and that will be it! Roman Gonzalez explodes in the ninth round. He can't get through it. Yafai loses for the first time in his life, and he's knocked out by the quite brilliant Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, who was fabulous from the opening bell, boxed with a beautiful rhythm, at ease, and that, Matt, was the icing on the cake.
That was a first-class performance from Roman Gonzalez. Really wound the clock back, and you know, we look at his record, and I think a lot of people were probably a little bit too quick to say that he was finished and he was done. He'd only had those 2 losses to Roman Gonzalez. The first one, I was at the fight, managed
for Khalid Yafai.
He is lucky.
Who loses after such a long unbeaten reign.
I love
and an unbeaten record that goes back to the amateurs. But this man had only ever lost to one fighter in Versailles, and maybe people were too quick to write him off at 32 with 50 fights on his slate, and having been around since way back in 2005. Roman Gonzalez reminded us of why he's such a special fighter.
Yeah, really is. I mean, what a fighter, really. Back with a bang here, real hard, stepped in with it, right hand, bang on the chin. And, you know, to be honest, I think the fight had been knocked out of Cal at that point anyway. He hadn't won a round. I think the belief had completely left him, and he was just trying to, you know, tough it out. And he was fighting because of his pride, really. I think the belief that he could win had gone. And that was just, you know, he puts the jab out, steps in, hard right hand, bang on the chin. And Cal was fatigued as well at that stage. You know, it just shows you what a great champion Chocolatito Gonzalez is. And now he is, there he is again, right back in the mix now.
It was class from the top draw, and it was brutal in the finish. And that is why he's a Hall of Famer, a modern legend, and he is back. Roman Gonzalez to rule again as he becomes the WBA super flyweight champion by knockout here.
Power.
And Khalid Yafai, when he comes to terms with it, we know him well, will be absolutely in awe